Right. Are we good? Yeah. Okay. Hey, my name's Charlie. I'm 25. I'm just about to graduate university, so I'm going to be class of 2020 in the middle of a pandemic, which is kind of fucking crazy. I also was just in the beginnings of starting my own business, which is kind of ground to a halt because of the whole virus. Not that it's all over or that it's going to be terrible. I actually think there might be some opportunities in it. But yeah, for everyone, Corona's been a huge adjustment for me. Just before the virus was hitting, I was just in the tail end of my dissertation, just doing my last couple of exams, just about to get my undergraduate. Really looking towards the future, thinking, do I want to go and work for someone, or do I want to start my own business? And I was leaning more towards starting my own business side. So I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer, and a large chunk of my business at the minute deals with the tourism industry. So I pretty much give guided tours to tourists from all over the world, a little bit of history, a little bit of the sites, but we also get some professional photography while I give them guided tours. I loved it. It was great. I would meet people from all over the world. We'd have fun. They would tell me as much about my city as I knew about my own city. I also did a couple weddings. I was, working with a couple businesses and stuff. And then boom, like out of nowhere, everything's locked down. And I was working right up until the lockdown order went in place. Literally right up until Boris said, "Hey, we can't go anywhere." I was working. So things had to change very rapidly. I was like, where am I gonna get money to pay my rent? Where am I gonna go? Because I'd kind of taken my foot off the gas for university because I was concentrating so much on my own business, and now that looks like it might all go down there. However, I was very lucky, and I was like, right, let's get on it. I went down to a supermarket, literally like just down the street, and I said, "Hey, have you guys got any jobs?" And they were like, "Yeah, we need someone to work the tills." So I was very lucky, and literally the next day, started working at a supermarket down my road, which was unbelievably lucky. And it's not the most glamorous job or the position I wanted, but I'm super thankful, because if not, right now I would be 2 months behind on my rent. I also went and bought a bike, and I went back to doing Deliveroo, which I'd done in the past, which luckily I quite enjoyed doing Deliveroo, but again, not where I saw myself coming. I do it with this boy over there, if you can see it. I don't know, I can't see if that's focusing on it or not, so you'll just have to take my word that that's a bike, because it is. But yeah, it's crazy. I live in the centre of Edinburgh, and that first week or two of lockdown, this place was a ghost town. There was nobody about. It was so weird. It was so weird when Boris, our Prime Minister, got the bloody corona. Yeah, those first couple of weeks were rough for sure. Nobody knew what was going on. Let's be honest. Not even no one, no doctors did, no governments did. I think it was really humbling for a lot of people in power and a lot of people not in power to show, look, we're only a tiny, insignificant little dot that can change on the whim of nature at any point. And as much as everyone thinks they have plans and they think they've got savings and they think that it doesn't, things can change in an instant. And like I said, I was so lucky to get that job down at the local supermarket, because my heart just goes out to all those people that were barely making by before coronavirus, and now all of a sudden they've had their income snatched away from them, or they've been fired, or if you're self-employed, you've lost a lot of business. I know for creatives in particular, I know so many photographers, so many musicians, so many bars, so many restaurants, so many barkeepers, that have just like that, just lost their income, and what do they do now? The government's helping, but that can't happen forever. And I don't know, I can't speak for other people, but I think a lot of people get a lot of their self-worth and get a lot of their self-esteem from their work, from their studies, and I think to take that away from some people is going to be incredibly damaging, if not more damaging than the virus itself. People that have been working since they were, teenagers, all of a sudden through no fault of their own, have no job. I think the mental health issues and the suicide rates to come out of this are going to be astronomical. I think, and I don't think that was fully taken into account when we have these stay-home orders and these lockdown orders. Again, I'm not here to criticize. It's a very difficult situation for everyone, in power and not in power. But I think this idea that after this we're going to go back to business as usual and people are going to get straight back to work is just not true. I think there's going to be a lot of hidden costs to this lockdown. And I can't even blame people. Some people, if I was working a crappy retail job on a high street that I was getting shit from my boss for, or like the public weren't, working a thankless job, and all of a sudden I'm getting to stay at home and the government's giving me money, I would stay at home all the time. I think that's going to be a massive consideration. But yeah, for me personally, I've been really lucky that I got that job. Again, I'm trying to see the bright side. I'm trying to be like, look, this isn't going to be forever. Things are opening back up. My photography will come back. Yeah, because I think if you don't keep your mind busy, then it runs away. Then you start thinking, will I ever travel again? Will I ever, be able to pursue that job that I wanted again? Will I be able to, even simple things like, will I be able to go for a pint down the pub? I think it's all about keeping your mind busy. But yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts. I've not put too much thought into this. It's just sort of to the camera, just a stream of what I think's going on. Yeah, I'll be really interested to see what other people have said as well. Also if I can help in any way. Yeah, cool.